and some people did. What? Hey, chug on my water. All right.
Oh, wow.
Welcome, everybody, to Catfish Weekly. Lyle's dead.
Lyle, a little quick on the trigger tonight.
Yeah, buddy.
I was trying.
Oh, my camera's all going in and out.
Oh, well.
I'm Chad. That's Lyle. And that's Josh. There we go. Introductions made. Oh, man. Lord have mercy. Can't take Lyle anywhere.
No. But you know what? We're going to talk boats tonight, and that's always a fun subject to talk about. So.
It is a fun subject, and it's something that's dear to all of our hearts because most of us are boat fishermen. Not that there's anything wrong with bank fishermen, but once you have a boat, it's break out another 1,000.
Yeah, once you have one, you kind of want to get another too. So.
Or 3 or 4.
That's why some people have marinas in their yard.
I just walked outside, took a picture today, put it as our background for the show. See?
Yeah, I was kidding. When I came backstage, I was like, "Oh my God, is that Josh's yard? When did he get that? When did he get that one?"
I was trying out my drone, so.
Oh, nice. Let's say hello to people in chat.
Let's do that.
Oh man! All right, we got Mr. Murillo Family Fishing's made it in. Hooks and Hammocks. There's Sampy, Mark Barnum, 922 Crappie Barbecue, Eddie Gross, member Uptown Chrissy Brown. Oh, and Lyle made some kind of rude comment about me. Said that he could see me launching a boat with a trailer still attached.
I did not do that.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a muscle cramp because you made me laugh so hard just now. Right here in the back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, member Catfish and Crappie, Dale Hayslip. Crappie Day Fish on Bugman's made it in. Member Get Hooked on D Fishing. Member Carolina Catfish. Fishing the Mid-South. Question 1, does it float? Yes. Question 2, is Chad allowed in it? No. What?
No.
I have a report that we have a bad echo. Is anybody else getting that?
Yeah, I got a text on that. That's why I asked in chat if anybody else was getting an echo.
Oh, okay.
Mark says it's gone now. So
okay.
Well, that's weird. Yeah, I didn't hear an echo. That could have been me then. Usually the person that doesn't hear it's the one that has it. So we got Buckeye Catfishing. Parker Pursuits, Chucky, Morgan, Rowdy Royal, Sean Abney, Reagan for Fatties, member, LG Bass, member Ray Smith, Fishing Fevers made it in. What's up, Austin? Miss Cindy Stoke, Extreme Catfishing Gear. I like that name. Curtis Montgomery. There's Team Cox. Oh, member Fishing and Freedom, Joe Buck 66. There's Stephanie Cotton Picking Fishing, Nubby's Catfishing, Creole Catfishing. Let me see here. We got scrolling down here a little bit. Mm-hmm. We got member Danny Stone Outdoors, Chad Thomas, and I can't even say my own name. Good gracious. There's Mr. Dave Funk, who caught a monster flathead the other night.
Yes, he did.
71.3.
Giant.
Awesome looking fish. And
congratulations.
Y'all are going to want to stick around tonight if you want to see that fish.
Yeah.
Just
saying. I didn't know they made anything that nice in Ohio. We got Sonny Parker. Good old Sonny. All right. In his new yacht. Whatever. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, says
Yep.
Big Bill. I'm not allowed to say the rest of his name because it's rude. All right, boys. You all had this great idea of a show. I don't know where it came from.
No, I don't know anybody that's bought a new boat recently.
I wish this muscle cramp would go away. Oh, Lyle made me laugh too hard on that. That opened starting a live up like that. Me.
How about that? Mark Barnum says spent 7 hours on the river today and only one gar. I blame Lyle.
Go ahead.
That's who I usually blame. Him or Chad.
Go ahead. I think he sent me a message or said something about that on Facebook earlier. Believe me, I had nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with it. Although I do understand, we have days like that. But you figure out some other way to entertain yourself when the fish aren't biting. Me, I listen to the Cardinals baseball games.
There you go.
Well, now we were chatting. Well, what are we gonna do a show on? And you're like, hey, this might make a good time to make a show about buying a boat.
You should listen to Mark, Chad. He's got experience with that.
Yeah, as I'll say. So seeing that, the very first tip that I would give about buying a boat is don't buy a boat out of jealousy, and go buy a boat that is way out of your league, like a Lund. I mean,
I knew we were going to go there.
Oh man, I can't.
You guys are fighting in the family.
Oh man.
In all seriousness, buy what you can afford.
Exactly.
Whether it be used, new, whether it be a high end, whether it be a low end. Yep. If you want a boat, buy something that you can afford. If you can't afford to take it out and use it once you get it, what's the point of having it set in your yard and make payments on it?
Yeah, you want to be able to use it to the extent that you plan on using it.
That's right.
So, I mean, that's, if you can take it out once a month because you're making a boat payment that's same as your mortgage, that's. But if you can afford it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, there's a polar craft.
Oh. Let's bring that back up. This may have just changed the whole tune of the show right here.
Well, you should be sponsoring me for all the advertisements that you're going to be getting from me.
You
should basically make my payments for me, Polar Craft. But no, you guys are right. I mean, and don't if you can't afford it, don't go buy it. Don't go buy one. Right? I mean, and I think that's what I learned. I did learn the last time when I bought it too. Is that know what you really need for what you're doing, and find the right boat for it.
That's very true. Another thing is make sure that it is the size you want. And always remember that whatever you buy, no matter how big or how small it is, you can never replace room in a boat.
Yeah.
If you think it's not big enough, it probably isn't.
Well,
it's like putting up a pole barn or anything. You are always
never big enough.
You went bigger.
Yeah.
You're always going to wish you bigger.
Built one 10 years ago, wish it was bigger.
Yeah.
But
well, that's what I was going with the old boat is, and my other thing is take your time. Make sure, like I said, make sure it is the right boat for you, because when I bought the other boat 4.5 years ago, I really wanted a boat, and at the time that was all I could. That was all we could afford, and we left that day, and I was like, we got probably about 5 miles down the interstate. We turned around and we talked ourselves into it, and it was a great boat. Don't get me wrong, but size wise, because if you haven't noticed, I'm a little bit on the bigger side. That boat
Full
was not
figured.
that boat was not right for me, right? So as far as size
Full
wise,
figured.
full figure. That's right, Lyle.
There we go.
And
I
yeah,
fit that description.
but that that is why we finally we didn't just rush out and buy this boat. We've actually went back and forth on what we were going to get, but we've been working on this for the last year to get this boat, probably about a year and a half. But we finally pulled the trigger. We went and got it. What was that, Lyle?
Cindy says I just keep putting crap in it to fill it up. If you need it once, you're going to need it again. So put it in there and leave it.
Yeah.
That is true.
I like mine. I like to have everything I want, need, desire.
Parker doesn't have a big enough motor? What?
Now you can always go bigger on the motor. I mean, that boat's. I'll tell you, I've run that boat. I did it on Catfish Weekly.
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
And that storm come in, and I was boogieing back to the boat ramp. That boat is scoot. It's got that 75 on it, but it'd really fly if we put that 115 on there. Might have to put float pads on the back to make it work, but
Hey,
Yeah.
Josh, just so you know, FOA Customs and Gear is in chat. Can you please not time him out tonight for 24 hours?
24 hours. Wow.
yeah. I wanted to see if it worked.
So did it?
Oh, it worked.
Oh,
Sorry, Freddie.
What else? What are you guys thinking about? Like here with the talking about buying a boat and
Well,
obviously.
I have a recommendation that I'll put out here because Cindy and I've had a few new boats to use in the last few seasons, and one of the if you're doing a lot of traveling, and a lot of us do a lot of traveling,
He said doo doo.
spend the amount of money that you put on your boat on a quality trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have a trailer heavy enough and quality enough to take off, say you want to go to Mendota, or you want to go to Wheeler Lake, or you want to go to the Red River, or wherever it is, you don't want that trailer breaking down on you along the way.
No.
If you have a heavy boat, get a dual axle trailer. If you think that trailer is too lightweight to pull your boat around that you just purchased, tell them you want to upgrade to a better quality trailer. If you can afford the boat, you can afford a quality trailer to where you won't be stranded on the side of the road.
Yep.
Same with a motor.
Yeah.
If the boat is rated for a 100-horse motor, put 100 horse on it. Don't put a 50.
Yes, don't ever go less than what it.
No, whatever the
on
max rating is, put that on it if you can afford it, because you will wish later on that you did.
And Whisker Wagon Outdoors is absolutely correct. Get the better trailer. Go with the bigger tires.
Yes.
I've had John boat trailers that have those little 8-inch wheels.
They are horrible.
They suck. I mean, they move the boat around, but Creo is right. Dual axle trailer. Trailer brakes on both axles.
Yeah, and you have to ask for that, because most of the time they just put brakes on one axle.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Danny brings up a good point. Keep the bearings greased on the trailer.
Shad.
What are
Dad.
they? Now look. That was another thing about the other boat that I bought, and I think that is one good thing about getting a used boat, though. That is always a good thing, is learning boat maintenance. That is, never being a boat owner.
Yep.
I don't have to do that really, to most other things, unless it's like a you get your rear end, serviced or so. Oh, hey, that didn't sound right.
Whoa.
On your truck or something. I
Oh,
don't
my.
have, I don't have to do
That's
that.
all you, buddy.
I,
You have fun with that.
I don't have to do any of that. So greasing your bearings and stuff on a trailer, that was new to me when I bought a truck. But that's stuff that you got to take into consideration that you're going to have to do when
Or you're going to have it done. You're going to have a shop that's not going to tear you up. You're going to have to have somebody you can trust to do that. But
yeah, unless you have a good friend like Josh that lives close to you, or J Dog, or my buddy Bill, or somebody that I can say, hey, here's a Twinkie, go grease the bearings on my trailer for me, and they do it for that.
I mean, Klondike bars work. What we do for Klondike bars, so I mean,
I do that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
but
if the trailer doesn't work, the boat won't make it to the ramp. That's the truth.
Yeah, service to know your trailer, your engine, to making sure you're upkeeping your oil changes and changing out the. That's stuff you got to learn.
When did Danny Stone ever get 50 miles from home with a boat trailer?
Yeah, wait a minute here.
It probably wasn't a boat. It was probably his.
That was his jaw bearings. His mouth was just running so fast.
I don't think that's ever ran out of grease.
Yeah, Cindy's right. Them steps is a must-have. The older you get, the more of a must-have they become.
But no, that is something that people need to consider. You're going to need to make sure that you're maintaining and servicing your engine, your oil changes and all that kind of stuff. And I knew all that. I did that, perfectly all the time. But I never thought about the trailer when I had that other boat. Now I do. Now I know. I know how to do it. And
consider accessories. That's a great idea. Here's another really good idea. Fishing the Mid-South, it isn't a bad idea to keep a spare greased hub in the truck. Doc Lang was big about that. He had 2 spare hubs fully packed with wheel bearings in his trailer or in his pickup all the time because he used to travel a whole lot. And nothing is worse than getting broke down out on the road.
Nope.
Because trust me, if you have to be towed in somewhere to get repaired, they're going to bend you over and you're not going to like the result.
Yep.
They're going to get in your hip pocket so deep that you might never be able to replace the funds you're fixing to pour out.
Oh, yeah. You can even get away with, if you know what size bearings you use. I know I've said this on numerous shows. Go ahead and preload, get those bearings greased, and if you have a vacuum sealer, like you put away fish, everything else, vacuum seal those things, throw them under the seat of your truck, throw them in the glove box, wherever they need to be. You have them.
I have a set of spare bearings in the rear door on our truck on the driver's side.
Bearings are cheap. I mean, you can even get away with the really cheap bearings.
Even the good bearings are not expensive, Josh.
Even the good, you buy Timken's. It's what I buy. Timken makes
they make great bearings.
But a cheap set will get you home.
Yep.
And then you can go get a good bearing if you have to. But I did see one from Creole. He says, pony up for the stainless prop, especially good. That is very true.
You can afford it, absolutely. They are way better.
Stainless props have better performance. They can be repaired a whole lot easier.
I'm great. Daddy's turning into Josh Jr. here. He's got his Josh Dunnigan starter kit, 2 boats in the backyard.
There you go, Danny.
Josh Dunnigan starter kit. Here is a very good statement.
Yeah.
Remember that your vehicle that you're towing with has a braking capacity to stop itself. Unless you buy a pickup or an SUV that has a tow package on it, then they upgrade the braking capacity for them. Pulling a trailer of any kind is not an issue. It's stopping the damn thing that gets you in trouble, especially on wet or slick roads. If you don't have brakes on a trailer, and there's a ton of boat trailers out there that does not have brakes on them of any kind. So you're packing around that extra weight behind you, and you pull up to a stoplight and say, oh, my God, I'm too close, and you slam on the brakes. Well, next thing you know, the weight of that trailer is shoving you right on through that stoplight. And if anybody's coming, you're in trouble. So make sure that's probably one of the greatest statements of the night is to make sure you have a vehicle that's capable of pulling the weight of what you're hauling.
There's the greatest statement of the night right there.
Be able to get in the boat if you're as short as Docker. That's what the ladder's for.
I got a nice little ladder on the front end of my boat. I love it. It holds my big old butt.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've got some being worked on right now.
Chris, how do you know that?
Yeah, he hit one
I know.
on his way down to Tennessee, man.
That's crazy.
He had nowhere to go.
Is that because he couldn't see over the steering wheel?
No.
Oh.
He's taller than you, Lyle.
No, he's not.
All right.
No, he's not.
Creole, I am probably not the best person to explain the surge brakes, but I will do my best here. I don't have them. I have the electric drums on mine. And the way those work, it's just a regular old brake drum like used to be in the cars, especially under rear brakes. They got a magnet in there. When your brake controller kicks in, that magnet grabs that, pulls it backwards, puts the drums out there, or puts the shoes out there against the drum, stops the axle. The surge brakes, they function. They're up in the tongue of the trailer, and they use the inertia of the trailer. So as you go to stop and that pushes in, and starts to engage that brake.
They have a Mercury switch on them.
Yes.
And the weight of the Mercury goes forward and hits the switch, and the harder you hit it, the more pressure is applied against that and shoves the fluid back in against the brakes and makes them stop. The harder you push, the harder it stops, the more pressure is put on it.
And a lot of those have a breakaway with it. They'll have a small battery on the trailer. It's got a breakaway switch on it where if the trailer were to come loose, it doesn't have the 12 volts coming from the tow vehicle anymore. It automatically engages those brakes.
Mine has a manual on it, and when it breaks loose, it locks the brakes down. It depends on the year. For a lot of that technology has changed over the years, and the newer they are, the more updated technology. Mine's an older one. It has the manual on it, and like I say, if it breaks loose, it just locks down.
Yeah, mine. I use those electric drums. They're easy. I just replaced them a few years ago. They're easy.
They're easy to install if you want to put new on a trailer that doesn't have them.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they make whole. These are just there's 4. It's a 4-bolt backing plate. You just drop that thing on, put your thing on, and they make the Dexter makes those in never adjust. Those things you do your initial adjustment. Those things will work just fine for you. They'll stay in adjustment. So
yeah, that's true. Oh, thank you, Chris. He has an emoji for me. What a guy.
That's nice of Chris.
Sonny says that type of brake works great on steep downhill roads, and that is very true. Very true.
Yeah, just remember, if your trailer doesn't have brakes, all that braking is being done by your tow vehicle. So you are going to run through brake pads a whole lot faster. So,
that's yeah. And to be quite honest, this is the second new vehicle in a row that Cindy and I pulled trailers all over. I mean, all over. And we've got 120,000 miles and haven't put brakes on it yet. The other one had 115,000 on when we traded it off. Never put brakes on it. And that's out on the road. You don't use the brakes that much. You're putting all them miles on. But starting and stopping up and down in boat ramps, and most of them boat ramps are steep, so you're using brake. 120,000.
We had an interesting one Saturday when we were fishing that tournament up at Wren Lake. Everybody was getting their boat launched, and somebody, I guess, put their parking brake on the ramp, and they don't use their parking brake that often, and that parking brake locked up on the ramp.
Ooh.
So they had the ramp tied up for a little while.
Well, here's the reason that happens, because you back in and out of the water, or you have bad roads in the wintertime like Mark has up in Chicago, where they got a lot of salt and stuff on the roads, and that gets on the brake cable. And then when you use it, because you don't use it all the time like you should, then it locks up and you're stuck. And so is everybody behind you.
he finally was able to. He was trying to go forward, it wouldn't go. He was finally able to put it in reverse, and it busted it loose and got it out of there. So,
Speaking of that, I don't mean to change the subject. Cindy and I pulled in the other day from the tournament, which we'll talk about that here in a little bit. And there was a guy at the boat ramp with a pontoon with a brand new, what looked to be a brand new 200 Mercury on the back of it. Took up the whole dock. Big pontoon, Bennington. Nice boat. Blowed motor.
Really?
Third motor he's had on that pontoon. I don't know if they all been the same kind or not. I didn't ask him.
yeah.
He had to send for his mother at Jeff City, which is probably 2 hours away or more, to come down, and because he's on the other side of the lake with his trailer, and she had to come down and get him, take him across the lake on the other around the lake to get his boat or truck and trailer so he can load this broke down. In the meantime, nobody can get to the dock. Cindy and I got in there. He helped me get her out because she got bad knees, and he's backing everybody's trailer in because they can't get to the dock to get out.
I was say, yeah.
Third motor, that's going back to the owner and not the manufacturer.
I'm thinking you're right about, but nice folks. He was a nice guy. His wife and kid, nice people. But you got them big old pontoons. Now, this thing's probably 26 foot. It took up the whole dock. And I was lucky to get up close enough. Okay, close enough to I could get to the dock and he could hold the boat while Cindy got in and out. And she walked up with him to get in our truck and back it down so we could load our boat, or we'd probably still be sitting. Or we just sat there 2 or 3 hours at least. And so, yeah, you're right, Mid-South. I don't know what, but if 204-stroke, surely change the oil once in a while. They said that's the third motor on that pontoon.
Yeah, one
That's
I'd buy that.
Another reason why I don't want a pontoon.
Yeah, one I'd buy a head of lemon. Two, or three of them.
That's got to be
You're doing something wrong.
Got to be. Yeah, and chance. What's the chances? What's the chances of him having after the second one? I'd be going with a different brand. I don't care what brand it is, and I'm a Mercury fan. But I wouldn't have, if I'd done tore up two, I'd be looking at something else, probably Yamaha. So, hey, really good luck with those. But, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Like
my work phone was ringing in there, and it was a telemarketer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you have anything good to say to him?
No, it hung up before I even got to it.
That's what it sounds like here. We've got either he has his tack and speedometer confused or likes to start the motor in the driveway. Hi, John.
Hey, buddy.
You want to be on Catfish Weekly? You tell everybody hi.
Hi, John.
Say hi,
buddy.
Santa. You say hi, Santa? No, just say hi. Say hi, Santa. Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
You gonna get down now? Okay. See you, buddy.
Future host of Catfish Weekly.
I tell you what, I think too. Something I just thought of is it's one thing to have, drive your boat and stuff like that. If you are unfamiliar with a boat, especially if you're buying a used boat, take somebody that knows.
Take somebody that knows boats.
That's right.
With you,
I'm going to tell you the people that sell boats. I like to buy used boats. You can get a heck of a deal if you know what you're looking for. They do not like me when I get out, because when you come up there and the first thing you're pulling out is a compression gauge and a portable power pack and a remote start button and everything else, you're not hiding nothing at that point.
That's right.
And find somebody. Compression gauges are cheap.
Oh yeah.
And compression's the only thing that would scare me away from a motor. Spark I can fix.
Yeah.
Fuel I can fix. They're easy fixes.
Yeah.
Compression can be fixed, but it's not something I want to spend my time doing. So
no, because you got to pull the head off at the very least.
Yeah, but Creole's got a big Big point here. Said helps to know what type of hull you need for the waters you'll be running. Big difference in the John boats, Mod V and Deep V. Yes.
And I've had them all. I really have. I like them all. But for
They
a
all
smooth
have their
ride,
purpose.
they do. For a smooth ride and stability, I want a wide Deep V.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I want. They ride good. They're
Big
very
V hull,
stable
handle
in the
heavy
water.
water good.
Yep, they handle the water, and yeah.
That's yeah. Or you can video. You know, that's the neat thing about where we're sitting at now is you can now video chat with somebody, have them check it out.
I have compression gauges that fit everything from lawnmowers and boat motors to big diesel trucks. So
Yeah.
I can check the compression in anything going.
There we go. $40 save you thousands of dollars later. Test the used motor before you buy it. That's the truth. And you know what? I'm not one that will. I want to hear the motor run.
Absolutely.
But if it doesn't, it's not a deal breaker to me because I know that I can probably, if I've got good compression, I know I can fix what's else. I almost like it better when they don't start, Lyle. Because
you get a better deal on them.
I know the price is going down.
That's right.
You look at somebody, hey, this, when was the last time you run it? Oh, we ran it last season. That's always the answer. And no, it's not starting now.
Yeah.
So guess what? The price just went down.
Yep. And then you offer them something stupid because you know they're not going to take it. And about the time your hand hits the door handle on your truck, it goes down a little bit more because they don't want to lose you because nobody else is going to buy it because it won't run.
It runs when it wants to. Freddie's having boat issues.
I'm thinking some of them are like that.
Some of them have gremlins in them. That's just the truth.
Yeah. $109 per hub with bearings at Tractor Supply.
That seemed a little high. Depends on the hub, I guess. But
well, yeah, it would depend on the hub, but you know what? That would be cheap compared to being broke down out.
Oh, that's absolute truth. But seemed like at Rural King, I seemed like I picked one up one time for like $60.
That's a lot better.
Yep. Whoop. Where'd that go? From Sonny Parker said, just because the motor runs good on the bunny ears doesn't mean it's run good on the lake when you put pressure on the prop. You put pressure on the prop and you put the you fill the lower unit or fill the midsection, the exhaust housing with water, and suddenly it doesn't run good. You're looking, you may have some issues going on. But
here is a statement that I really like. Worst thing on a boat is letting them sit. A fishing boat is a happy boat.
yes.
That stands true with a house, with your truck, with a car, anything that sits idle, empty. It's harder on it than if you're using it.
To be using.
And a boat might be the most true with a boat because I had one sit for over 2 years, around 3 years. And man, it just takes a long time to get them back in shape.
It puts a beating on them. And
yeah.
Mine, the Champion that I use, that was my grandpa's boat. And I grew up fishing in that boat with him. He got that when I was probably 3 or 4 years old. And I fished with him until he wasn't able to take it out no more. And then it set. And it was covered. But just that sitting for about 10 years between the time that he parked it and the time that I, started trying to get it back up and running after he'd passed away. So much stuff happened to the wiring on that and everything else.
Yeah.
I was a better part of a year, maybe a little bit longer, trying to work out all the bugs. By the time I was done, had a whole brand new ignition system, whole brand new rebuilt fuel system. Boat ran good. But there was a lot of headache, a lot of 4-letter words used, and
really? I find that hard to believe.
I probably invented some. I probably made some up during that process, but it was.
Small Water Charter says fuel can't go bad when you're pumping it through y'all.
That's the truth.
I think it stands true with any of them.
Yeah. Freddie's got me sidetracked here. He's starting to throw boat motor questions in the chat. He's got me reading it and thinking about it. So if it perks up when you're hitting the choke, you're starving for fuel, Freddie.
How about this one? Danny Stone says, I've got a 6-horse Johnson motor and a 20-horse Mercury. I would love to have Josh
Bring him on up.
take a look at.
Bring him on
We
up.
got Josh's boat motor repair service
Yep.
going on there. Well, Josh can fix you up. Hey, there's Erwin, the paid tourist. Have we welcomed everybody in chat tonight?
We have.
We did
We
at the
missed
start.
earlier.
I'm sure there's been more people
We
that
missed
came
a
in.
bunch of them, yeah.
Not we. I got everybody. Then you were supposed to take over, and then you've missed every new person that came in.
I'm sorry. There's
Yeah,
Quiet Man
you're
Curtis.
looking
Hi,
at-
Quiet Man. David Smith, 922. Erwin,
Danny, bring those up and
leave a credit card.
leave them with me. And guess what? They probably end up being a short tip Saturday video. So
That'd be all right.
Hey, real quick, we've had like over 80 people watching. We're right at 79 now, but we only got 39 thumbs up.
yeah,
What's up with that?
Come on, people.
let's
Come on,
get that
people.
up there.
Don't forget about that.
It's important to Catfish Weekly that we get them because thumbs up and subscriptions and all the different things is what puts our name at the top of different pages so more people can find us. So anytime you guys get a chance, if you don't mind, we would love to have your subscription. We'd love to have a thumbs and share it out if you like what we're doing. And this kind of content is right down our alley because some of us have quite a bit of experience with testing and repairing different parts of it. Some of us have more experience with purchasing. Just saying.
Hey,
Sir,
don't be jelly.
I'm not. I'm happy for you, dude. There's
Oh, I think
Michelle
I think
and
it's
Matt.
awesome.
I
Chad ended up
love
with a
that
beautiful
boat. Do you have the lights set up?
Do you want me to go out there?
Would you mind?
Oh, that'd be great.
I think it'd be awesome
I
if
don't
you
mind.
show us that looks of
Yeah,
that boat.
You don't
Because
have to give.
to be quite honest, pictures is all I've seen.
Yep.
That is
us
all
a
any
live
of you
tour.
guys have seen. But yeah, let me. I'll take the phone out there and
There you go. In the
give
meantime,
you a little bit of a look. See, it's dark out there. I'll have my Compex light lit. That's about
that'll
it.
be fine.
So,
Josh and I will keep the rest of the folks entertained.
all right, I'll be back in a few.
I thought he was leaving. There he goes. Holy crap.
There you
Didn't
go.
think he'd ever go.
Well, while he's wandering off, we could talk about things to look at with used boats because I mean it's nothing wrong with buying a used boat at all.
Absolutely not. Most
Go on
like me, I only afford used ones.
Here's an easy, real quick piece of advice. Try to go look at one. You're not always going to be able to do this, but try to go look at one when it's been dry for a few days with no rain or anything else. And then really get up there and look at that drain plug at the back of the boat. If it's dripping water and we haven't had any rain for a few days, that's a real big sign of that saturated flotation foam.
I promise you that's no fun.
If that's a deal breaker for me. I've gone through that once with that bay liner. I had it fixed. I had it professionally done because I was not going to try to tackle that on my own. But
I will never do it
if I had to
again.
do it all over again, I wouldn't mess with it. That flotation on, especially on a fiberglass boat, that was an ordeal.
I done it on an aluminum boat. It was a lot of work, and the way my legs and stuff are, I would never do it alone again. If I did, I'd have to have some help because doing it by myself, I was weeks doing that
Mm-hmm.
because my legs just hurt so bad, and you're all cramped up. You got everything out of there, and it looks like there's plenty of room, but you're still kneeling, bending on your knees. I mean, it's just a pain in the butt. And a shovel, one of the narrow ones, they call them spades, they call them sharpshooters, they call them different things. That was the thing that got the majority of it out of that boat for me because nothing else would really get into places. And that didn't get everything because mine was solid foam, sometimes as much as 14 and 16 inches thick, and it was full of water. And it was terrible pain in the butt.
You'd be amazed how much weight that that can hold once that foam gets.
Oh, absolutely. I guarantee you, Josh, I lost anywhere from 500 to 800 pounds of water and foam when I cleaned that out of there. My boat sets up 3 or 4 inches higher.
Oh yeah, that's how that one of mine was, and it run better when it was done. Of course, Christina and I almost sunk it the first night we actually tried to fish a tournament out of it. We were night fishing, and it got bad. The bilge pump was the only thing that kept us afloat, and it took a lot to get that. We got it up on the trailer, and it took everything that old red Chevy of mine had to pull that up out of the off the ramp. But look at those. Look at somebody mentioned it earlier in chat, but look, take a look if you're looking at a used boat, and look at that look for the registration sticker. If the last time it's had a sticker was 10 years ago, that's not really a good sign. So they're telling you, hey, it ran it ran last season. No, it didn't, because you haven't had this thing registered in 10 years. So
that's right.
Oh, there's hold on. I'm going to fix this real quick.
Yeah, let's get him up there.
Oh, well, that works too. I was going to put him on spotlight layout. But.
Oh, well, go ahead and do that.
There you go. 200 horsepower Honda. That motor run forever.
That is a V6 Civic engine inside there.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they put in there. So
does that mean he could nitrous that, Lyle?
Oh,
so they make a kit called a Vex that's made specifically for them rice rockets, and you'd be good with that.
Oh man,
get in here. Oh, so nice to be able to just stand up in here.
You didn't try the steps out. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, there's the carport that we'll put it in.
Chad's going to be able to clean out his gutters from the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So back in the back corners, we've got the 2 battery boxes back there. Got a nice little wash down station.
I like that.
I'm going to win the Rising Sun next year.
Oh, how many gallons is that live well?
75 gallon is what it says online.
Nice.
Got a divider. Yeah, it's got the divider in it.
Yep, got the divider in it.
Jad, you was talking about the Rising Sun. A gentleman messaged me today named Josh McCroy and was asking me about that tournament, and I look for him to be in it next year also.
Well, I'm going to talk to you about that after the show, by the way.
Okay.
But both sides of the boat, they've got the lockable rod storage for it's 7.5 foot rods easily.
7.5. That's cool.
I've already tested that out.
Most popular size fishing rod on the market today.
That's right.
Chad's boat has a bidet.
Has a bidet. That's right. Didn't get the crapper, but he's got a bidet.
I am waiting on I've got these 2 seats that I got right now with it, but I'm also have 2 Millennium seats that he's given me on the way.
So what are you going to do with them?
Keep them.
Oh.
I'm getting 4 seats. 2 of them will be
the
Millennium seats.
Well, that's what we ended up going with in ours and love them.
Boss Audio. Oh yeah,
Got a Boss audio system in it.
You got that to listen to the Cardinals, right?
Yeah, I would probably listen to Taylor Swift before I would watch the Cardinals.
Horrible. You're just awful.
Glove box.
Oh man, you can keep your phone in there. That way it don't fall in the water.
That's a great idea. Do you have a place for a tether for your phone?
Well, you can't see because I'm in the way.
Okay.
Got his and her cup holders. I've got one depth finder mounted. I'm waiting on the multi-bars will be here be into the shop Wednesday to put on.
Nice.
Again, it's dark out here, guys, so sorry. But there's a step up here for more. It's got more storage right here underneath it.
Yeah.
Show the step again, big guy.
I like that.
I don't think you can't see it.
Now, does that raise up? There you go.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Again, I'm very limited on here. The Bimini's kind of blocking some of the light.
It's okay.
But it does. It has a full enclosure on it.
And you'll love
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the center here, let me see if I can get up this way and turn around. Maybe this will help.
Oh yeah, there we go.
25-gallon live well up here for the bait.
That make good cooler too, Chad.
Oh, good idea, buddy.
ID.
Yes.
Got two. I don't even have probably 3 foot by 1.5 foot storage bins on each side of it.
The question is, D, do you like your new boat?
This one here, how old's Mason? 10?
Yeah.
We put well, we didn't put it. Mason climbed down in this and I was able to close it with him in it. At the front of the boat.
Could you shove Jason in there and shut it?
I tried, but I couldn't get his head down in there.
I bet
Well, if
you
you'd
could
have
fit
taped his
Chris Lee
mouth
in
shut, you might have.
Well, we got
What's
two
going on there?
USB plugs up here to the 12 volt.
That is a very
Controls.
popular add-on on any boat, and you can put them on boats that don't come with them.
And I got the trolling motor mounted today.
Thanks for
So-
watching, Sonny. We appreciate you being in chat tonight.
We'll do an
All right,
we'll
see you,
do an
Sonny. Have a
actual
good night at
walkthrough in
work.
the daylight. Put out a video, but I got the 112-pound Charova on the front of it.
You're going to love that.
There's my tiny little house. I think my boat might be bigger. It's definitely worth more.
To you,
No, it's probably worth more. But yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's a boat.
very nice.
It's good
Beautiful
looking.
boat.
It's a great looking boat. I like the rod storage.
Let me get in here.
The rod storage is awesome.
That was a big sell for us.
Is it lockable? Are the rod storage lockable? Are all the compartments lockable?
Every compartment is lockable, including the live well.
Does it use the same key?
Yeah.
And see, that was one of the stipulations that I had when we ordered boats that Cindy and I was using. That one key. Why have more than one key? You never had to know which one fits what. And I wanted every storage compartment lockable on them because I remember going to tournaments. And you have to carry everything.
Yeah.
You
There's
had
not enough light over here,
in a
Lyle.
motel room. That's okay. Every boat, everything is in your boat. You had to carry in a motel room. When you have lockable storage compartments, you lock it up, and you go in a motel room, go to bed. You don't have to pack all that crap in and out morning and
There
night.
we go.
So,
Yeah, my phone has a live flashlight on it. So there's
why
the.
don't you use the flashlight on your phone?
That's what I just did, you goofball. But yeah, see, there's the steps that go up. They hold me very easily on the front end of the boat.
Man, that would be nice. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. David Martin is now building steps and different things for boats. He bought a CNC machine, and he has my order in for a set.
And Mid-South says you're going to have to start putting the boat inside the motel room so nobody steals it, Chad.
Yeah, no doubt. He's probably not wrong.
My brother used to do that.
Look at them rims.
Oh,
Beautiful.
look at that.
Dual axle.
Yeah, my brother used to have a Gold Wing Interstate, and they go on trips, and if the motorcycle wouldn't fit in the motel room, he didn't stay there.
Chad, Catfish and Dreams has a question for you.
Yeah.
He wants to know if you put the Minn Kota removable bracket on for the trolling motor.
I did not. I haven't bought one yet. So
Got one on mine.
They're nice to have. And they
I
don't.
will.
sorry, I'm
they
probably
don't
making
break
you all
the
sick
bank.
there.
It's very easy. You can lock it with a padlock, and you take one screw out. You can take it out if you got a cover for it, and you just lay it in the front of the boat, or you can take it in if you don't use your boat in the wintertime. You take it off, and that bracket is a lifesaver. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm still working on getting everything. I took all my electronics and my trolling motor off the boat when I got this one, I told them I'll install them. Now I'm like, I should have just paid them to do that too. But
Yeah.
I thought it would make me work out the deal a little bit easier if I said I would do it, and it did. So
Catfish and Dreams said ain't 20s, but they'll shine up nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what size these rims are.
That is it should say on the tires.
Yeah,
They're 14s.
it should be 14s.
Yeah, they're 14.
75 14s. Yep.
Yeah, they're 14s.
I haven't seen any small boats that had anything other than 14s on them. I'm sure they make some, but I haven't.
Now, I've got 15s on mine, but
seen.
it didn't come from the factory with 15s.
Yeah, 14s is what they.
But they'll fit. So
Yeah. Well, there's multiple reasons why we wanted this boat. Obviously, more room. This is a 21-foot boat, but we wanted live well because we do want to get back into a few tournaments.
Yeah.
But the room was the big thing. I mean, we went from a 17.5, 80-inch wide boat to a 21, 96-inch wide boat with a lot more power because my other boat wouldn't even get me up on plane anymore.
really,
Yeah, there was just too much weight in it.
yeah.
See that? That's what happens when you mess with me.
That right there.
How much pitch that prop turning, Chad?
Honestly, I haven't looked.
It'll be listed on the side.
Where's that? There it is.
Lexor 21 pitch.
21.
Yeah.
Nice.
Michael Murillo says when you're installing the wheel spinners, dingle balls, and fuzzy dice. What? Oh,
Martin Pursuit says that motor runs on caviar and champagne.
I can tell you, we only got a little less than 2 hours on the boat, trying to break in the motor yesterday, and we got to where after the first 45 minutes you can go, but up to 4,000 to 5,000 RPMs, but you can't keep it there, right?
Right.
At 4,000 RPMs or just a little bit over, I was doing about 45 in this boat.
Nice.
And that was obviously not full power. So I'm like, wow, I just like times 10 my speed.
yeah, that
Chad
thing's
brings
on.
up a really good point right there. If you do buy a boat, a brand new boat, follow that break-in procedure. Your dealer should provide you with that break-in procedure.
It
If
should
they don't
come
provide
with-
you with it, really, I'd be thinking about finding a different dealer. But it is available online. That's something that they should show you.
Well, if it's a new boat, you should be getting a manual with it anyway for the motor, and it'll be in there.
But
yeah,
they to the letter.
They should walk you through the process. And I know Chris Lee, he told me to record it, and I didn't, but he did his. Video. He did his, and he has referred back to it, and they went through all that kind of stuff. They tell you, all the controls, all the compartments.
Would be a cheap insurance policy too. That if they ever came back, you had a motor issues, and they said, "Well, you didn't break it in right." Well, here you go. Here's start to finish me breaking this motor in. Tell me what I did wrong. And
this boat is 96 inches.
Nice.
Across the top.
Yeah.
What about the base and at the gunnels? The widest point will be right behind, or should be right behind, about where the seats are, should be the widest point.
I don't know.
That's straight, because the bottom of it won't be that wide.
North Central.
Well, I don't have that. I just know the gunnels are 96 inches.
Okay.
North Central Missouri Outdoors wants to know if that's a Lund, Chad.
No, this is a real fishing boat that you can catfish in. You guys set me up for meanness. This is a 2024 Polarcraft 2010 Outlander catfish boat.
Now, Chad, tell us about the flooring and what's covering the flooring.
So we was originally looking at the G3. Those are the all aluminum boats, kind of like the Sea Arcs are. This is the vinyl over the marine wood. So supposedly the wood has a 100-year warranty.
You won't care about 100 years. Yeah. You don't care.
And I'll show you that one of the nice things about this boat, and I've not seen this on any other boat, and it might be weird, but all of the screws, like if you like, I got to run because you're only allowed two. You only have room for 2 batteries on each side, and I've got a 36-volt trolling motor, so I have to run cables to the other side, to run these batteries together. So I can actually take this off instead of trying to feed it through.
Oh, that'd
or,
be nice.
or getting a fish tape or something like that. I can literally just take this off, lay it down, and then screw it right back down. Every compartment is like that.
I like
And
that.
then if you have a, something goes bad, like the board breaks or whatever, and you get a new one from from Polarcraft, you can just screw the new one right back down. But it does have the full bimini. So it's got the bimini up here. It's got the full enclosure that snaps all the way around down the sides and then all the way across the back. So I'll be able to stay warm all winter long with my little buddy heater in here.
And you won't need near that much. Has they got a lot? Have you seen that cover or the enclosure on it?
Yeah, we've had it on.
Does it have a lot of clear plastic?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, here's the deal. The more clear plastic you got when that sun is out, it's like a magnifying glass. You will be shocked as a candle will heat that thing.
Oh wow!
I'll be photosynthesized, huh?
I'm just telling you. The year that we went to Winter Blues on Wheeler, my buddy John had just had a new enclosure built for his Excel.
Yeah.
And he wanted to take his boat down there and try it out. And we left our house. It was -8. We got there. It was 6 degrees on Wheeler Lake. And the next morning we went out and we come back in because everybody's trolling motors was froze and people were stranded on you couldn't get in and out of the ramp because it was so bad. So we waited till the next day and went out. I took my shirt off when we was passing people because they was bundled up so tight and freezing, and we had a heater going in there, and it was so hot I was sweating. And we was making fun of them as we was passing them. They couldn't believe it, but it was that hot in there. It was a sunshiny day, and his enclosure has a lot of clear plastic on it, and my God, it was hot in that thing. It was unbelievable.
Honestly, the only thing I really think we'll end up using anyways on this, I don't see why we would put the back curtain on too much, but it'll be the side curtains that, when it's raining.
Right in the front is what you want. Your windshield, does it snap to the top of your windshield?
Yeah, all the way across. And then it's even because there's about a 3-inch gap where the window closes. It's got another piece, a little snap that it goes to cover that little hole and stuff too. So
yeah, you're gonna love that enclosure. It will make. That was a long time ago, Matt, when I was a little more fit. I'm full figured now, but yeah, you're gonna love that because it makes winter fishing so comfortable. It really does. And unless like I say, we got down there, it was so cold that first day that year that my buddies from up north come down. They got in their new boat, new Crestliner, and they come in and the trolling motors was froze in the up position. They couldn't get it to go up, couldn't get it to go down. People's their boats was froze to the trailers. They was mad because people couldn't get in and out of the boat ramps because you had to wait for the boat to thaw out. From the trailer, it was froze to the trailer from being out on the water the day before. It was just a mess. It was a cluster. And like we unloaded John's boat, and I seen all the problems having. I walked back down there. I said, we're loading up and going in. He said, why? I said, we're not tearing your boat up because of this crap. I said, look around here. And he agreed, and we loaded the boat back up, and we waited a day and went out and was better off because we never had an instant trouble. There was people trying to get in everywhere to get stuff repaired that they tore up that first day, and we didn't have to do that. No ice fishing, Mark. Come on, man.
No ice fishing, Mark.
And NCMO, no, I was just busting Mark's chops about him and his Lund is what I was joking about.
No, he's giving a hard time, buddy.
He said he'd just come in chat or just come in the show and he from the inside of it looked like a Lund. It kind of does. But I love the floor in that thing. And you can take a pressure washer when you come home, just wash it out, hose off the outside of that baby. You're good to go.
Yep, and it's got the even the Livewell, it's got the recirculation pump and everything in it. So.
Yep.
We need to figure out that whole oxygen. I've never done that. Maybe I might look into that later on.
I've got everything to tell you how to do it.
All right.
It's very simple, and you'll like it.
Yeah, but besides that, this is again. This right here is it's not a weld craft with a crapper, Lyle, but this is a amazing boat.
So everybody can't have a crapper.
That is a beautiful boat, Chad.
But I'm thinking every boat should have one.
And Troy couldn't have said it any better. Troy from Real Virtual Outdoors says, "Congrats, Chad and D. It's nice seeing good things happening for good folks."
I agree.
Much love for you both. So.
Thank you.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful boat. You guys are going to love it.
We give like me and Mark, we give each other grief about it, but you know what? Or about the boats and spending money, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, me and D work our rear ends off at work, and you know what? We're going to be happy. We're going to be comfortable.
Oh yeah, it's nice to see.
Oh yeah. Well, and here's the thing: you guys have fished out of that, been uncomfortable for 2 or 3 years. It's time to have comfort.
Almost 5 years, 4.5 years in that last boat, and one of us can pretty much get up at a time. If we get both of us get up for a fish on the other boat too fast, we're liable to knock each other in the water. So it wasn't safe.
Yeah,
I was always worried about if Dee was trying to pull up the anchor or pull the trolling motor up, that she was going to fall in. I was always nervous about that.
Well, and see, I won't let Cindy do that. She gets mad.
Ted, did you keep the same Tarova that you had?
Yeah. So basically,
you're going to move it over.
I installed that today. The only thing I have to do right now with that is the batteries and running the connectors to them. So I've literally after work today, because I was going to do it yesterday, but the heads on all my bolts somehow stripped out, so I had to go buy some new ones. I did that at lunch today, and then I got the trolling motor mounted. The electric ran up there. I just got to do the batteries back here now.
Buy stainless.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Got to buy stainless.
I put one of my Ram mounts in. I'm gonna wait until I get my multi-bars before I figure out where I'm going to put the other depth finder back here, and then I got to run the power to everything, and that'll be it.
You know what? Money can't buy you happiness,
but it can buy you a boat.
It can buy me a boat.
Yep.
I tell you what.
I really going to be, Lyle, when we go to Mendota next year, and my phone is still synced to that Tarova of Chad's, and I get to drive that boat around.
Oh man!
I'll be the first one other than Chad and D to be able to drive that boat.
I'm saying I can't wait to get a ride in it. I think it looks cool.
I can't wait to give Chad a ride in it.
Mid-South, I can tell you that Chivalry is not dead, but we are partners on this boat.
There we go.
I got to tell you, Mid-South, I have a single step right now because it's what worked for me at the time to get in the front of my boat. And Chad and Dee was at our house for a week, and we took the boat out, went to Lake of the Ozarks, and I jumped up on that thing and get in there. And it's a struggle for me to step on that one single step and then get in the front of the boat. And I did it, and so did Dee. If I could do it, she was going to do it. So there's no question in my mind that if the anchor needs pulled, she can pull the anchor.
Does he have one?
Or anything else.
Brandon, no, I do not, but it does have the float pods.
So yeah,
it's got float pods on both sides, and we did talk about with Joe down at Knott Marine where we bought the boat that he's got steps that we could put ladder we could put on it if we wanted it, but he said that would be no issue to go ahead and we could put that on there.
Mark said, "Oh my God, the number of trips I made to the hardware store for stainless hardware this summer, I can only imagine." Yeah.
And I tell you what, you got to have a good hardware store anymore to find stainless. So
yeah, that's exactly right. You need
And don't get it
shamrock
off
nuts and
Amazon. You
bolts
get
or
stuff
something
made
like
of
that.
titanium. So
Honestly, I've found you can't even go to places like Home Depot and Lowe's in their stainless steel and get actual
you
No,
gotta
stainless
get
steel.
I tell you what,
they're fast and all.
I like Menards. Menards has very good stainless. They've got a good selection of stainless, but specialty stuff, I have to go to Ace Hardware for.
Ace Hardware is a good.
No,
another
I'll
good
probably Ace is proud of what they have. Our local Ace Hardware, I might pay $5 or $6 a bolt.
Hey, we know a guy that works at a hardware store. Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin McGill.
Oh,
Kevin
that's right.
McGill works at a hardware store. I'm not sure it's not an Ace.
But I can tell you too, shameless plug, because they did. I really think that they did me very well. They've actually given me quite a few extras. As far as they gave me some extra cables and mounting plate and a couple other things. Is you're looking for it and you're looking for a nice boat like this, not Marine in I think it's Richwood. No, is that Richwood? Not Marine is where I would look. They got Polarcraft, G3s, Sea Arcs, pontoons. They got all kinds of boats. Charlie will just shake your head if you tell him you that I sent you.
I'm sure.
But Joe will be like, all right, here comes the money.
I got to tell you that them's all quality brand boats,
Yeah.
and a dealer that has nothing but quality stuff will probably treat you right.
Well, they're an official G3 boat dealer. They do, like I said, they do sell Sea Arc, and I know they've got Bass Cat, I don't know, some kind of big bass boats and stuff. They've got all kinds of stuff down there. But this right here, I think these Polar Crafts are silent sleepers. And
I have said that for a long time. Yeah.
Pam Hollinger was the first one I seen with the Polar Craft, and I liked it. And then we went and actually looked at them, and B fell in love with this. And I was flipping back and forth, and I didn't know. And I was like, well, I really like these G3s. But this was perfect. Even PJ from Trophy Cat Tackle, we walked in to look at them, and we were there to buy that day. They had a all white one, and it was sharp. But PJ had already bought it.
G3s are made within 30 miles of me.
Really?
Yep. Lebanon.
Wait, are they downwind from you or upwind?
Oh. Wow. I'll put you back in there, Chad.
I'm just saying, if they're downwind from him, the metal may be a little warped if you're looking at them.
No. And they are a great boat. They really are.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything about the others.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And hey, and honestly, I think that's the last thing I will say on this whole subject. And there are brands that some of us may love and some of us may just badmouth like crazy. But if that's what you like, buy what makes you happy.
That's right.
Fords and Chevys and Dodges and everything else.
Well, hold on. I was going to say, but
we got Toyotas up here.
But
No.
I was gonna say, buy whatever boat you want, but make sure you buy a Ford to pull it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No,
Mid South. It will never happen. I turned him down once.
But
I'll turn him down again, too.
hey, Chad, see that thing behind you with all the green?
Yeah.
That's a plant.
Remember,
you seemed amazed that you saw one during the couples tournament yesterday. So,
I know we're on boats, and I consider this a great show. What's wrong with you?
I think he's speaking the truth.
But Chad, you and Dee put on a hell of a show with that tournament over the last 2 weekends.
Thank you.
Great time. We had a wonderful time out there fishing. I knew we were in trouble when that front moved through the night before, and we got monster storm. I knew it was going to be tough. It always is when a front moves through like that.
Yeah.
But what a great time. Everybody was having a wonderful time. And I think yesterday everybody caught fish. That's pretty cool.
That was really awesome.
That was
We had what 21 out of 22 or 22 out of 23 couples caught fish. The only one that didn't, they ended up only fishing like 2 out of the 5 hours, and they left early.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
and
say,
there's
this year was
that's
awesome.
how
Yeah, they were just worn out. They'd basically been out there all weekend. So
This year was awesome for numbers caught, and I mean it may have a lot to do with moving it to September from October, because
October's usually good for me.
October's good for us too, but it's not good for everybody.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. The further north you are, the less chance
Yeah.
of it being good for you.
but October is typically good crappie fishing weather. That's why it got moved.
So are you saying you're having a crappie tournament in October next year?
No, I'm saying I'm going crappie fishing
Oh,
during October, so I can fill the freezer up with some crappie. But no, we did. It was a great turnout.
you know,
Um,
Chad, one of the cool things is our buddy Mark fishes alone a lot, and he got his wife Sheila to go out and fish with him. I know that was a major deal for him, and I think she had a wonderful time.
It sounded like she was having a real good time the other day.
You know,
Yeah, from what I hear, she's already telling him that they got to step up their game next year.
Well, she already told him right there during the thing that next tournament they're fishing a different body of water. So she's
there you go. She's hooked.
That's
She's
great.
hooked. Now, the question is, has he created the monster that he wanted?
But I tell you what,
What's great about it, it means Mark's actually going to have to start putting Sheila on fish. So
Yeah, he's going to have to step up his.
That's true.
I mean,
but that right there, though, it seems like every year that we've done it, we've had something like that, and
And that's hey,
that's
what
what
makes
it's
it better
about.
than that?
Dude, that's what it's. I mean, that's honestly what the biggest. I mean, you don't win anything for that tournament. It's bragging rights.
That's all it is.
It's all for fun, but it's about getting your significant other out there and fishing with you and spending time and having fun with friends. And while we did it, we raised $1,125 that we decided that this year we're not going to give it to just any charities. This money went back to our fishing community. And we divided it up. We talked it over. We just decided we divided it up equally and gave it to 3 deserving families that needed some help.
Very cool. Very cool. Mark Barnum says the Missouri River is still 70 degrees today. Yesterday on Lake Ozark was 77.
Damn.
We're talking about September 25th to still be 77 degrees. And the next 10-day forecast from 89 to the lower 80s every day the next 10 days. So chances are, with sunshine every day, Lake of the Ozarks and Truman and Stockton and Pomme de Terre, they're not going to lower a whole lot. They're not going to get a lot colder for a while. So,
no, we've seen the water temperatures go up at Rend. We fished the couples tournament on Sunday, the 17th or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And we fished a in-person tournament there this past Saturday, the 23rd. So you're looking 6 days difference, and that water temperature had gone back up, and it had everything messed up. Now there were some good numbers posted at that tournament. I wish I'd have thought to get those tournament results in there at the beginning of the show, but we'll put those in next week. We'll be a week late, but they'll still work. So
speaking of pictures, do you have a little something for us?
We do. We are ready.
Yay!
There's a bragging board. Oh, and I've got this video of Dockery, and I always want to click on it right before the bragging
Go
board.
ahead. We'll watch it.
Okay.
Does it make fun of Dockery?
Baby.
Delete that now.
Sending.
Oh, him hitting the doctor. Now let's take a look at some awesome fish pictures. Here we go. Howdy, folks. It's time once again to take a look at the Catfish Weekly Bragging Board. This covers through the week of September the 25th, 2023. Up first, Danny Stone sent us this photo of his granddaughter, Coda. Coda caught a 39-pound blue catfish at Barkley Dam. That's a new personal best for Miss Coda. Congratulations, that's a great fish. And Danny Stone himself sent in a picture of this 38.08-pound flathead caught off the Mississippi River. I believe this fish was caught off carp. It is an excellent flathead. Congratulations, Danny. Good job. Austin from Fishing Fever sent this photo of his wife, Lauren. Lauren caught a new personal best, 22.44-pound blue cat. This was caught during the couples tournament on Fields to Water YouTube channel, and this was the biggest fish of the tournament. Congratulations, Lauren. Great fish. Our buddy Dale Hayslip sent this picture in of a 38-pound blue cat that he caught, and his nephew Ryan with a new personal best, 20-pound blue. Great job, guys. Congratulations. And closing us out this week, one heck of a fish by Dave Funk. That is a 71.3-pound flathead catfish. Good job, Dave. That is an awesome fish. Thanks for sending in the photo. Don't forget, guys, you too can be featured on the Catfish Weekly bragging board. To be eligible, the fish needs to have been caught within the past 14 days, and we accept pictures of any species of fish. To get yourself or a friend on the bragging board, all you need to do is email your fish photo to pics@theweekendangler.com. Send us the information shown on your screen, and we'll get it on the board for you. Thank you all for watching. Have a great week. Awesome fish this week.
That was some awesome fish right there.
It was all great fish, but what a stud. Dave Funk hitting the boat. Wow.
That thing had to be one heck of a fight, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was. But, you know that fish that Austin's wife caught, she broke her personal best yesterday 3 times, if I'm not mistaken.
3 times.
That's amazing, man.
It was great. It was great to watch. New personal bests, and that was a theme kind of this week's bragging board. Is everybody was getting new PB catfish?
Yeah,
it's
didn't.
wonderful.
I didn't either.
I'm so happy for Dave because I know what it takes to put a fish like that in the boat, and it's hard to do. You know, I fished for years and years to put a 68-pound flathead in the boat, and he puts a 71 in. And Dave's been working at it. I mean, he's been putting a ton of fish in the boat this year, a lot of giant fish, and to put a 71-pound flathead in the boat, wow.
And we're coming back to the time of year where those flathead are going to be on fire one more time before winter time.
Ready to feed up before it gets cold, because regardless of what people will tell you, them fish in the northern states, when it gets cold, they go dormant and they don't eat in the wintertime. Now, guys can snag them and say whatever they want to, but they don't bite when it's cold. So when they get ready to feed up before winter is one of the best times of the year to catch a trophy flathead. And it's coming up within the next 30 to 45 days.
Yeah, once that water starts to drop back down, once you start seeing that upper 60s.
Yep, that's exactly right.
From there on down, that's going to be a good time, and I'm hoping to come up with one more at least. So,
oh, absolutely, and they will bite, cut bait. I got that. People catch it on. I don't around here for whatever reason, but a hand-sized bluegill is hard to beat this time of year. It really is. Small Water Charter says, I'm going to send a bass bitch and see how many look at all that bait.
Oh, Water, send one in. I mean, we always get we're Catfish Weekly. We get catfish pictures, but I always say every week,
that's right.
It is open to any species of fish. I know my buddy Clutch Williams has been on there with a new PB bass, largemouth, couple times. James Dockery's been on there with messes of crappie every time you turn around. Dockery. He beats the heck out of dock roofs. So
he's something.
He's angry that they're taller than he is. That's all
The
it is.
fish, yeah.
I wish I made fish look as big as Dockery does.
He's got an emoji for you.
Oh yeah, he'll be fired up. I think I'm already getting messages.
Really? I
No,
find
no,
that
no,
hard
no.
to believe. I find that hard to believe. Man, what a great show tonight, fellas. I'm glad y'all come up with this topic. It was really good.
Creole, you do that. I will put that in the Dragon board.
Oh my God, don't do that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Dave says it's anchored, yeah.
Anchored
Anchored.
16 foot.
Don't never hit an anchor line. Gar feeding on the surface. I figured cats were eating the scraps. Hit the bottom and a bluegill head.
There you go.
And that's
Kind of a classic pattern there.
hi John. Dad. Yo.
Hey, Catfish and Crappie member for 29 months. Thank you, Mark. We're glad you enjoyed the show. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy?
Come hi.
Hi.
Hi, John.
We've got it up on both screens, so he's watching the one over here. So
Hi, Chadwick James.
Stop it.
You say,
Hey, Mama.
look,
or say Santa, say ho, ho, ho.
say ho 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 Santa.
No.
Ha ha.
Say ho 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 Santa.
Hi, kisses.
Yeah, there's
That's right.
Hi, kisses. Hi.
Yeah.
You don't have time for all that stuff. The bragging
It's
board-
almost bedtime at the Dunnigan house, so
I bet so, yeah.
that means it'd either be really, really good or really, really bad here in about 5 minutes. So no,
I'm
still
sure
in the
you're
middle
right
of it.
about that. Man, what a great show tonight, you guys. I enjoyed it a lot. We shared a lot of good information. We had a lot of wonderful input from
Yeah, with that we did. Yeah.
Yep. If we missed it, I don't think we missed any questions, but if anybody, watching after the fact thinks of one, send it in, post something on the Catfish Weekly Facebook group, and we'll try to get an answer for you. So
And don't forget to send your pictures in to Josh.
send the
For the
pictures. The
bragging
more
board. We love
pictures we
doing
have,
that.
the better the bragging board is. So
That's exactly right. And it was really awesome this
if we
week.
get a
Josh.
really long one, we can run into Mark's time slot, and he loves that anyway. So
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure enough. And I enjoyed the show. It was a lot of fun. What show was this?
None of your business.
498.
Oh,
498. We're gaining.
498.
We are 2 away from 500.
And I am trying to come up with something really cool for 500. I've got an idea if we can make it happen. So
What are things you consider when buying a boat?
where have you been, Mid South?
you gotta go back to the beginning and we cover all.
Show up on time.
Oh, Mark says, I have an emoji for you, Josh.
Cool. I
Really?
have 2 of them.
I find that hard to believe. Give away Chad's
500
boat.
giveaway Chad's boat. I don't think D is going to let us do that.
I was gonna say I'd be very careful with what you put in chat there, Mid South, because D may ban you permanently.
Yeah, I would. That's a beautiful boat, and I am not going to get on D's bad side at all.
Nope, I'm not either. Curtis Cunningham says, first time watching, seeing the advertisement on Hogleg show this morning. Curtis, thank you
Curtis.
so much
Yep.
for joining
Glad to
us.
have you, buddy.
We are thrilled to have you on Catfish Weekly in chat. Be sure to tune in every Monday night because we will be back next Monday night, as Mark and I will be on the Panfish Nation show Wednesday at 7. And then Thursday, Chad will do the bait shop with Freddie and Brian B. And then we're back. We'll just start over again.
back all
And I
over.
know,
So.
I know there's shows every night, but I can't remember them all, and I'm sorry.
Austin says, let's give away the anchor so D doesn't have to pull it anymore. It depends on which anchor he's making her pull. If
Hey.
he's making her pull the one
Yeah.
that I built him, yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
But it's- But and maybe since Austin is so concerned, Austin can buy me one of them electric anchor winches.
There we go.
You have a place on that boat for that?
I bet I can find room for that.
I bet you could. Chad, thank you so much for for taking us out and seeing the new boat. It's beautiful. I know you guys are really going to enjoy it, and we all enjoyed taking a look at it with you tonight.
Yeah, once I get everything on it and I get the motor broke in, I'll do an actual video on it and walk through when when it's light. That's the other problem with night. All I have is this one Compex light, and I didn't want to carry it around.
I think you need to do a music video on it, Chad.
I think so too.
You think you'd want to help me out with that?
Mm-hmm.
Creo says he knows of a show on Tuesday nights, and I think him and Kelly are on Tuesday nights at 7.
I think if we're going to do it right, Chad, we got to borrow Lyle's boat to make that music video.
Why?
That is true, because I don't want to do what they did on the end of that video. Yeah.
I'm not sure what that's all about.
And then Lyle would have an excuse to drive all the way over here to Knott Marine and buy
Get a new boat. Yeah.
I don't want a new boat.
a polar craft as well.
You know, Cindy told me the other day, she said, we should look at buying a new boat. I said, no, we shouldn't. Mine's paid for, and I don't want to. I can't buy one. I can't just go out and pay for it. I got to, I'd have to finance it, and I don't want to make payments on the boat. So I'll just keep what I got paid for as it is, and we'll enjoy it like it is. And if we got to do a little work on it once in a while, we'll just do a little work on it. He is having a time.
He is fired up. So,
Hey, Cindy, don't you worry. We'll plan another trip out there to Missouri, and we'll take you and Lyle out on this boat, and then you'll be able to get you a new boat. It won't matter what he says.
I'm telling you, it's never going to happen.
Even if it's not until Mendota, we'll take you for a ride on this boat.
Nope.
When you hear that 200 horsepower Civic V6 engine fire up, and it goes purr, you're gonna be like, "Oh man!"
Cindy says we've had a 300, so
yeah. You know what the cool thing is now,
You're not
Chad?
helping
You
her,
got
Cindy.
you got a big boat. That means you can come the other side of Mendota with us next year too. So Caitlin and I went over to that side. So
Yeah, I can go about anywhere now with this.
hang on a minute, boys. I'm getting a noise starting in on my other computer. I'll have to get it shut down here, or you'll be screaming memes at us. Can you hear it?
No, the only annoying sound I hear is your voice.
No, there's a cooling motor that's going bad in
Oh
that
yeah.
computer, and it gets to grinding and making all kinds of noise. So once it kicks in, I have to shut that computer down. But I keep it here just because it has everything on it, and if something go wrong with the other, then I got a backup. It doesn't take very long to shut it down. If I could just see the.
I'll tell you what, I've already hit the gas station once with this boat, and I was like, oh man.
How big is the tank in there?
37.
37. Mine's a 36, so I feel your pain.
yeah,
Yeah.
I got a 20 in my big boat, but the Bayliner's got a 35. So yeah, I know what you're going through.
But you know what? Thank you, Joe. You're the one that made this so affordable.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
And on that note, we hope you all have a great
Yeah,
rest
have
of
a
your
great
week.
everybody.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next Monday night.